Good afternoon. You're listening to Cannabis Corner on WNHHLP 103.5 FM, broadcasting live from downtown New Haven. We are streaming live on TuneIn Radio and NewHavenIndependent.org. We're also streaming live video on Facebook and YouTube. Just go to your Facebook page and look us up or hit see first to see and hear all the great programs that we have here on WNHHLP. And just a reminder that Cannabis Corner is also streaming live on the Greenhaven Media Facebook page and the ProCannabisMedia.com. Welcome, everyone. It is Monday, July 21st, 2025. Welcome to Cannabis Corner. I'm your host, Joe LaChance, Joe the Weed Guy. And of course, I am joined here by the one and only Farmer Lou. Uncle Lou, how are you today?
I'm doing well, brother. Doing well. Just kind of starting the week out and moving forward from there. Realistically, it's been a long one.
It's been a long journey. And the more I talk, certain people had it easy, but a lot of the people I talk to have not had it easy. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of it's because of the way the state regulates it and inefficiency and, favoritism maybe in some ways. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
just
for the
tired.
little guy, it's been a struggle. And you are the little guy. I want everybody.
And it's nice. We got some good people coming on too, Joe. We got, today's guest is also another one of those little guys fighting the fight, but doing some great things. And you can see his name on a whole bunch of places, which is really cool. We have some great friends who are really doing some awesome things in the space. This has become, we're watching more roles opening and closing, and people moving into roles, people moving out of roles. This space, the legal cannabis space, the entire makeup of it is really starting to.
Well, I've noticed that even they're starting to actually come into the community and asking certain people to be influencers for them, brand ambassadors and things like that, but they're actually going to.
We're seeing more and more of that, yeah.
More and into the community. And I just, if you decide to be a brand ambassador, make sure you represent a brand with integrity, But yeah, and I think that's good. And I've also noticed, and this, I came down to the dispensary the other day to visit, and I did notice that the prices have come down, way down. They're almost competitive to what has been, known normally in the gray market, let's say. So the prices of product have come down and the selection has gone up. And this is just from my observation and speaking to you. So I think that is a positive thing. And in that note, you did give me a sample of something new that came out from actually AGL. And this is according to you, that AGL has actually stepped up their game a little bit. And, tried to make something a little more competitive. So I figured, why not? We have a platform here. Let's promote the legal market, and let's do a little on-air taste test. You down with that, Lou?
There you go, Joe. You know what?
All right.
It's just about spreading the information of everything, because it's tough.
I say this all the time. Look, we're fine in our community. We know where to get it. We know what to do. But this is for the regular people. The regular people don't feel comfortable going to an event. They don't feel comfortable meeting someone in a parking lot. They don't have a guy. They don't want to grow. They maybe can't grow. Maybe they'd love to grow, but they live in an apartment. And this is for the regular people. And this has always been my cry. I support the legal market, but I want a good value for the average consumer. And it looks like, from what you're telling me and from what we're going to find out right now, we may be getting closer and closer to that.
Just let people come in and try.
Yeah, that's it.
Come in and try. Pick up, a lot of. You start seeing dispensaries, single-digit joints, basically joints within that $6, $7, $8 range.
That was unheard of when rec first came out. You were paying $30.
You're starting to see apes in that $25 to $30 range,
and they'll keep going down. They're not going to go up.
No, well, there's always that. They just changed the law to medical flower starts at 35%. So if you got like a flower, I have some medical flower coming in at 34%. So like if the moment the October 1st happens, where now 35% is the starting range. You could that's going to be the expensive stuff. Just what the market is going to dictate the higher percentage THC,
Well,
higher
yeah,
terpenes.
and
That's
guess
going to be the
what? When you
more.
go into the gray market, you pay more for the good
Yeah,
stuff.
the
We're
same
talking,
thing.
when we talk $25 ace, we're talking, the lower
Yeah,
end of the gray market. There is a higher end as well, and there should be a higher end in the dispensary market.
and the strain you got there, I think it's a banana conda, if I'm not wrong, or something like
Yeah, I was
that.
about to read it. We got Banana
Yeah.
Conda. It's a grand 3.5. Let's look at the THC. 22.11% THCA.
Does it
Point,
look like a $25 eighth, or what do you
well,
think?
I haven't even broken the seal. I wanted to
All
do that right
right.
on there. I did. All right, so we got it. Here we go.
I just want to keep it quick, not
I
tell you to
wanted to,
take up
okay, yeah,
our
you're right,
whole.
because we got our guest.
We got a lot of
All
stuff
right, it
going.
smells pretty good, Lou, and yes, it looks good. Here, I'll show a nug. A nug, not bad looking, decent size. I'm looking at it with my glasses on. Has a decent smell. It's banana conda,
It's a $35 eighth at least for $25. There
and
you
you're
go.
doing them right now 2 for 50, right?
Yep, yep, yep.
Just had
But we appreciate that. Just you
a-
can go find your local spot. If people
we want you, yeah.
support where you support. Some people enjoy their dispensary, the communities that were built. A lot of the spaces have worked really hard to create some type of community. Other places haven't. You know what I mean? Other places are just the
They're just,
WalMarts, and
yeah, they're like
they're just
very
doing their thing.
sanitary and no
So
personality. All right, so I
remember,
went and
there's
bought me a,
always.
a brand new pipe from Rich over at Bohemian High just so I could get a
Oh,
clean
there you
hit.
go.
Clean hit. I want to give this a good, I want to be fair. All right, so we're going to take a hit. This is Banana Conda from AGL.
Yep. So as you rip, it's the idea is that it's there. Some people just don't have the space or time or want to go into certain communities,
You
and
know,
it's everybody creates their own space.
this ain't bad. It tastes pretty good, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. As much as you want to dislike it, you're like,
One hit,
man,
everybody knows the rules. One hit.
oh,
I think we're on to
oh
something,
man,
Lou. I think we're on to something. One
there
hit,
you go,
everybody knows the rules. I'm gonna give it a a 7-6. How's that?
there you go, honorable score. What events we got going on, Joe?
We got two big events this weekend, one of which I will be hosting and having a great time at. Of course, on Saturday, we got the big once a month, our July event with the Burn and Learn Festival. It is Reggae Fest. So, yeah, man, we're going to have a good time there. They got four great bands playing the reggae. Of course, as you know, there's always great activities going on. They do joint rolling contests, you win prizes. It's a great day. It's from 12 to 7 over at the Holy Ghost Park. And we're talking community. This is one of the events that you want to learn and meet the people in the community. Usually, most of them are there. And, because it's a one time, once a month, we get together, we party, we have a great time, play music, and just enjoy each other's company. And I got to give Burn and Learn a lot of credit for what they've done and what they've built and the community of people they put together. So I would encourage everyone to come out and support. If you have not been to one of the events yet, they are a great time. I always have a blast. I have a lot of fun up there on stage hosting. And if you want to just come down and party with us, that is this Saturday from 12 to 7 at the Holy Ghost Park in Shelton. And you can find out more about that from Burn and Learn. And then the second one is Connecticut is doing a kayaking event this Sunday. It is called the Fun Out on the High Seas. That is sponsored by Connecticut and Better Ways. They're going to be doing kayaking. I believe they're going to be starting in Branford. And if you want to know more about that, you can go to Connecticut or you can go to Better Ways and sign up. I believe you rent a kayak or you can bring your own. That ought to be fun. These are the type of things we talk about, right, Lou? That we want to bring the public in, the mainstream people, kayakers. Apparently, they hooked up with a kayaking club, so now we're going to bring
I
more
love
people
it.
in into our community. And I think that's what's important. And it's all about, for me, people who are moving the needle forward, not trying to hold it back or even move the industry backward.
100%.
And I believe with us right now, we have one of those people
That's
who
right.
is trying to move the needle forward. His business, right with us, we have Cody Richard, and he is from Cannabis Connection. You can discover convenient and secure third-party cannabis delivery in Connecticut. It is your one-stop solution for quality CT cannabis products delivered discreetly to your door. Cody, how are you today? I see you're out taking your walk, enjoying
How's it
life.
going? Yeah, absolutely. You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you good. Where you at? You at the beach? I could see.
Yeah, no, well, I'm actually doing deliveries today in New London County, right? So I just got
Oh, so
done,
you're
wrapped up
up.
my,
Okay, you're up by the
yeah,
water.
yeah. So what I did
Perfect.
was I ended up coming out here and I tried to take advantage of like learning all these new locations. So I did
Yeah.
deliveries in the morning. I got 2 hours till my next delivery window. So I found literally this beach is called the Hole in the Wall Beach. And it is the most
Ah,
beautiful beach, like literally in the state, in my opinion. So
so now you
I
know where you go and you're delivering up in that area.
Yeah, that's what I do. I just try to take advantage of those little like locations that I've never seen or been a part of while I'm doing the deliveries to try to like,
Well, why
break
not?
up
If you
the
have to
day.
take the ride and then you have extra time, you might as well get to know the area because eventually
Yeah.
you're going to be maybe delivering to that area.
And my life is consumed with work. So it's like
Yeah.
trying to find those little moments where I can have some
Enjoy
enjoyment.
nature, enjoy life. That's
Yeah.
important. We all have to do that. We all have to do that. And I really, because you do work hard. You're working hard on a lot of things. Again, you're another small business owner. You're not backed by a major corporation. You're a young guy and you wanted to get in the cannabis industry. You decided delivery was probably the best path for you. So you've gone through, you got your license. When did you get your license?
It was May 5th last year. Cinco de Mayo was our actual start. Well, got my license, going on over a couple years now, but our actual rollout date was May 5th, Cinco de Mayo last year.
So you've been open a little bit over a year.
Yeah, yeah, a little
And
months.
And now, what area do you serve? It sounds like you're serving a very wide area now if you're heading up to New London.
Yeah, so right now um, we're in Fairfield County, New Haven County, we're in New London County, we are in Litchfield County, we're in Hartford County. So we're in about 70% of Connecticut right now currently. We'll do deliveries from Greenwich all the way to Pawcatuck, all the way up to Tolland,
Winstead.
all the way to then back to Winstead. Yeah, absolutely. So we're trying to cover a big area right now.
Now, do you operate? I don't know exactly how the Connecticut delivery service operates now, and I know they've changed it a little bit since they first started it. Now, do you have one central location where you keep product from certain dispensaries, or when you get a delivery, you have to do like what Uber Eats does? You have to go to the dispensary, you dispatch a driver, you go to the dispensary, pick up the product, and then you deliver it. How does that work here in Connecticut?
Is um is absolutely right. You guys still hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So the second part, the first part, as a delivery service, we're I know there was some laws that had changed in terms of transporters being able to store cannabis for a certain amount of time for those types of operations. Right now, a delivery service is not allowed to warehouse or store any cannabis. So we do run an Uber style service where the order is placed, the customer chooses a delivery window, then we have to dispatch a driver to that specific facility where the order is to be
Originated
originated
from, right?
from, right? And then we're going to go from the dispensary to the individual's home.
Right.
And so that's pretty much the structure of it too, which is there's
Has
goods
it
and
gotten
bads
to
to
the
it,
point where you can batch orders yet? So let's say you'll go over to a dispensary and they'll say, "Hey, we got three for New London." Oh, perfect. then your delivery guy can get 3 deliveries in one trip.
That's
Has it
exactly
gotten
what we're
have
doing.
has
Yeah.
right the demand? Because I know in the beginning you and I spoke, we're friends. The demand for delivery wasn't that high yet, and people weren't signing up quite as quick. But I notice now, a year later, we're talking, things have kind of changed. Things have kind of picked up a lot, right?
They have and they haven't. Um,
Ah,
they
okay.
have and they haven't. So now you would. There's seasons, right? We live in a place that we live in New England, right, where we experience cold weather, we experience hot weather, and we have a certain part of the year where people are more likely to be outside and away from their homes, right, where they would usually
Mm.
generally get their delivery. So right now, currently in the warm weather, what we're experiencing is actually a lower volume of deliveries due to the amount that people are spending outside. They're going to parties. They're probably passing by a dispensary. It's staying light out longer, right? You know what I mean? It's light out till
Yeah,
8 o'clock at
yeah,
night,
yeah,
after
yeah,
8 o'clock
yeah.
at night, right? So actually, the nice weather has been a deterrent for some people. Aside from the extremely hot weather, where we have heat advisories and things of that nature, where people are like really extra, uh, you know exercising caution when being outside. Other than that, we really see a decrease in the summer months.
Okay,
Um,
so now you just brought up something good. I know, and I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen a pizza delivery guy walk right up onto the beach and drop a pizza off to somebody. I've seen it happen at parties. I've seen it happen at bars.
yep.
Now, in Connecticut, what is the law? Can I go onto your app, order an eighth, and then can you deliver it to me at the beach? Or
No.
does it have to be home? This is what I want to make sure people know, clarify all this stuff.
Right. So there are some stipulations. You don't necessarily need to be at your home, but you cannot be at a state park, a federal park, a state building, federal building, any type of national parks, any type of state park. So that's gonna restrict you from getting cannabis delivery to any state beach, any federal
And
beach,
I'd
any
have to
state park.
say, yeah, and I guarantee you all the cities and municipalities are saying the same thing. So even if it's a city beach, you
Look,
probably
we're
have the
gonna.
same regulation, right?
I'm gonna consider it the same regulation just because I'd rather have one set of laws
Right.
and not not doing that. So
Yeah,
we
no
we just
beaches, right.
treat it as a public air uh whether it's a local municipality or it's the the state of Connecticut. I consider that one and the same. So we don't deliver to those areas. But now, for example, if you're at a bar and you're going to spend a few hours there, yes, you can put the bar's address there. Yes, I can deliver to you. Right?
Okay, so all
Um,
right, so
yeah.
it's limited to public spaces, which it makes sense.
Now keep in mind, even if you're at a location, let's say you're at a bar, let's say you're at an event, let's say you're at a hotel, let's say you're at a friend's house for a party, right? All of those addresses you can utilize for placing an order. Now, but let's just say exercise caution when you're at these locations in terms of maybe smoking on the premises, right? Because there's going to be restrictions for certain locations, for just for smoking laws in general, right? So just exercise caution of where you are with what you're doing. Just because you can get delivery to a certain location doesn't mean that that location is going to be want you to be
Right.
smoking at that location, right? So just tread caution with that. We do offer other things. There are edibles, right? There are drinks, so you
Right.
can
It's
kind of just.
anything that's pretty much on a menu you can
Yep.
order, right?
Yeah.
And
Anything that's on the menu.
so I'm looking at your website now, and so you have the Cannabis Club here. But so how does it work? It says you have to have a non-expired valid government ID. You accept debit cards and cash, right? Because the system does not take credit cards.
Right.
Um, Always be ready. You offer various delivery window hours, and it'll arrive within the window. So it's like when I order from Walmart and they're going to be delivering from the store. They give me a window. When do you want it delivered?
Right, we're gonna
Um,
give you. Yep, we're gonna give you a window. We're gonna give you notifications of your order as it progresses to your location. So you always have updates on that too, which is always very helpful. The only difference is, let's say, between a Walmart delivery or an Amazon delivery is our drivers are not allowed to leave any of the products. We do have to verify the ID. We do have to collect payment. And if you're putting in an order, let's say, for example, you have a husband and a wife, and you get the husband that wants to put an order in, but he wants the wife to accept it at the house, right? So since the husband put the order in and the manifest is in the husband's name, we cannot complete the transaction with the wife, right? So
Oh, yeah, I noticed
so
that
so so those
at
are
the
the
dispensary. It's the same way.
so yeah, so that's going to extend to delivery also. You can't have someone, you can't place an order and have someone else pick up your product. If the person, whoever's going to be at the dwelling receiving the products, is the person who's the order needs to be in, right? In order for us to remain compliant. If that does happen, we have to cancel the order, and we have to bring
And
it back
take
to
it
the
back. Right,
right, and
right.
take it back, and then they'll have to change, whoever's receiving it, and then we can go back out. But to avoid any delays, if you're placing any orders, just make sure that it's you that's going to be there, and if it's not going to be you, that the person that is going to be there, that's the order, the name that you utilize to place the order.
And all right, so here's something that came up in my mind. What about like colleges? Do you get a good business through colleges, or do the
No,
colleges
we
restrict?
are we are restricted by state law to deliver to any again state ran hospitals, state ran
Oh, so it's
schools.
not
We
just
cannot
parks.
deliver. No, so not just parks. So we have the parks aspect, but anything else that's state ran, federally designated location, such as a school. Also, all schools are we are not allowed to deliver to
Off
any
limits,
schools in the
even
state
if
of
it's
Connecticut.
college over there, all over
Yeah, off
21.
limits. Yeah, off limits, and we're not looking into what's private or what's not. We just say that look, we're not
No,
delivering
it
to any
makes
schools,
sense to
so we
just
just
make
implement that.
a blanket rule
Yeah,
because it's easier, It's just because you don't want to
yeah,
run into hassles. It's such a new industry. People, we still have the stigma, Cody, that the stigma of cannabis, and
it's a
oh my God, we
yeah. I
don't
mean, we
want a
want to
delivery
normalize
guy
it.
on our right. So
We want to
now,
normalize it too.
speaking of normalizing, you have just worked out a pretty big deal with the Hartford Healthcare Amphitheater. And now we're talking about moving the needle forward and being able to deliver to places besides the home. This is something that took a while to be put through, right? And it has finally happened. Now you can go to an event at the Bridgeport Amphitheater, the Hartford Healthcare Amphitheater, and have cannabis delivered to you before the event so you can have cannabis for the event. Now, tell us a little bit about the process of that because I've been following it. And I know originally the dispensary wanted to put an actual, like, mini dispensary in there. And the state shut them down, obviously, because of DCP and the storage and all that. But you and the dispensary creatively kind of worked out an option that actually was accepted by this. So tell us a little bit about that process, how you got that going, because it's a big deal.
Yeah, so it's been a journey, but not to so just to start back from the beginning of everything like that. One of my retail partners, Butter Cannabis, who has a location in Stratford, approached me with the idea to be able to pull something like this off. Um, and I mean, I didn't hesitate to say yes to it because it's very admirable when certain organizations are willing to push the envelope and to um,
Yeah, do
be at
something
the
new.
forefront, do something new, be at the forefront of the normalization, and to contribute to the normalization of this amazing plant. So I appreciated that, and Um, we had to work through a lot at the beginning with myself, with Butter, along with the Hartford Healthcare Amphitheater and the team that they have over there too. So just it was a big feat, and I'm very grateful to be a part of it. Due to our partnership with Butter too. So that's been great. So then rolling out from the beginning, how we have been running the operation is when doors open, right? So let's say that you have the doors open at 6 o'clock. the butter kiosk is going to be open. You're going to be able to go into the butter kiosk, which is located in the main concourse where all of the the beer distributors and everything like that are being sold at the bottom floor right when you enter into the amphitheater. So doors open, just to give you a scenario of how this could look for someone going to a show. Doors open. You can go through the main concourse. If you're coming through the main entrance, you take a right, walk 100 feet. The kiosk on the right hand side. There's going to be a QR code that you can scan. You're going to have to scan that QR code. You're going to have to pass by our age gate to make sure that you're 21 years old, and it's going to give you access into the menu. What that's going to be is just a regular menu, as if you were in the dispensary or at your home searching on the computer. You can go ahead and place a delivery. Generally, there's going to be 1 or 2 delivery times for the show.
Window of delivery, right?
2 couple windows for delivery. So now, for example, let's say you get to the show 6 o'clock. Let's say the show doesn't start until 8:30. So you have a lot of opening acts that are going on. So we're going to do one delivery window right before that main act goes on, and then another delivery window right after that. In order not to disrupt anyone's the middle of their show.
One before the opening acts, and then one after the opening acts.
And no, one before the main act.
Oh, okay.
And then another window slightly into the main act.
Okay.
So it's at pretty much the beginning of the show, and then pretty much a slightly into the middle of the show, and then we pretty much stop it at that because we obviously don't want to disrupt their experience. They're going there. People are going there to have fun at their music event, right? They're not trying to wait in a line or trying to be anywhere but in front of the stage. So we really want to limit how much that's happening, just because we don't want to disrupt their experience.
And you also want to give time to, because if you're only doing 2 delivery times, you can want to batch the orders. You want to make sure enough orders build up. Nobody's going to miss the window and get them all there in time to the people, because it takes time. You got to go to the dispensary, pick them up. So you work this out with butter. That makes sense because they are probably right in the area. They are right in the area, so it's closer for you to be able to deliver.
And this goes back to what you originally asked me at the start of the show, was the dynamic of delivery. Can we warehouse it? Do we have to run an Uber-style service? I don't have access to cannabis without having a retail partner.
Right.
So Cannabis Connection's dead in the water without the partner, right? Just due to the way our laws are structured. So that's just the dynamic we have to have, which works out quite well. We have a good team on the ground over there.
Right, and let's be real. It's also good for the butter to step up and do this too. And if you're going to be doing it, you want to be doing it with somebody with a decent organization behind them. Regardless of what we say about that, they're still selling the same products as everyone else.
Right. No,
regardless of where it's coming from, you're getting access to all the products that are available out on the Connecticut market.
Right.
Just getting them from this one dispensary, which happens to be the closest.
Right.
So as far as proximity and ease of operation, it's the best place to do it at,
Yeah, you have to. I mean, operationally too. I mean, Hartford Health Amphitheater is a 7,200 seat arena. All right.
Right.
So when they have sold out shows, the streets are packed. Right, trying to get into the show. So operationally, there's a whole separate way just to try to get in there. Even if we're going from the facility in Stratford to Bridgeport, that's a very short run, right? But the reality is, when you have a sold out show, what does that look like trying to get into the amphitheater?
Traffic-wise, yeah.
Traffic-wise, right? And then what if Route 8 is blocked up, right? You try to go into that loop around, you get on a Sikorsky, you try to loop around into that part. Sometimes it gets a little dicey. So operationally too, it's like it's an intense thing because we're live doing it as it's happening. We're there's multiple people on board. We have dispatchers on that are monitoring the event operations. We have multiple drivers that are active. You know what I mean, for these events too. And it's just it's a high energy, type of thing because it's happening in real time, right? We're dealing with real time traffic delays. We're dealing with the orders coming in. We're dealing with real time people waiting for us, to get there too. So it's been intriguing. It's been a great addition.
Yeah, but you have to work through the kinks because now once you get it, you have a model that you can now duplicate. So if the XL Center says, because it's I think they're whatever says,
Right,
hey,
right.
we want to try that here. You already have a system. Boom.
And
I
that's
got the system, and you're working the kinks out right now.
yeah, super grateful to be on the ground floor with this type of operation too. I've had multiple people reach out to me from other states, um, some delivery friends too that have reached out after the initial publication of things too. So I try to offer help or wherever. So I'm really super grateful for the knowledge. If anyone does know me, I don't I think they understand that I love knowledge and I love
Yes,
to
you do.
learn,
Yes, yes, yes.
and so I'm very super happy to be a part of it at this stage and being able to be a part of working out the kinks and seeing where else we can take this to. We also have some really creative things that we're doing with some of our other partners too, to incorporate delivery into some other events that they are a part of. So we're trying to really just expand this aspect of event delivery. It's going to help with the normalization within our state. A lot of the people that we talk to when we're doing these events are just they're astonished, they're floored, they're happy that we are getting it to this level. When you go to an event anywhere, alcohol and alcohol types of advertising marketing are usually riddled
Flowing.
throughout every single event, right? It's normalized.
Flowing.
It's normalized. It had since prohibition to normalize itself. Although the cannabis industry hasn't been legal for that long, that these steps, these little things that we're doing to try to normalize it are just going to help progress this industry, and it's what we need. It's what we need, out there, more of looking at these other restrictive industry types and seeing the things that are happening within those organizations too. It's we got
Yeah,
to take those steps. You
we
know.
do. And, a lot of people don't realize the fact that now that it's available, more people will be taking advantage of it. So rather than having to try to sneak your weed in through the security, right, or your vape pen or whatever, you don't have to worry about that anymore.
Well, that's
And Lou and I were talking. The prices are going down, and the products are getting better.
Joe,
So
you
yes,
know,
what's up,
for
Lou man.
hey brother, always appreciate you. But
Hey
the
man, I
biggest
love
thing
that
is,
picture.
as we keep doing this, the important thing is people can start seeing the super normalization. Somebody could realistically go down, grab a beer, start the beginning of the show at 6, or on their way in, place an order. You place your
before
order
you
and get
get
your
there, yes.
delivery, yeah, and you can get yourself a gummy, an edible, and a vape pen. And you can under $50 realistically. I know they're bulking all the orders together so that you
Absolutely.
can get delivery. You the same $50 you're gonna spend on beers is the same $50 you're gonna spend on weed, and you can enjoy yourself.
And the good thing, I
Yeah.
believe the Bridgeport Amphitheater, you can consume. They have an area where you can smoke because it's outdoors, right?
They do have so from management, to my knowledge, they do have a smoking section, but the amphitheater has let me know that they respect that cannabis is legal.
Right.
So
I've
that's a
never,
big
yeah, I've
yeah.
never
But at
heard
the
of
same
anyone
time, we
having a
respect
problem.
everybody, and we can enjoy vape pens and we can enjoy edibles, and you know
Right.
what I
Look, I
mean.
mean, look. If you're sitting next to someone, you see that there's children around or something like that. Let's be respectful. I think we should just do that regardless,
As
right? You
a
know what I
whole,
mean?
you
Right.
know what I
As
No
mean.
as a
matter
whole,
what.
in society, you know what I mean? I just think that's
Even
a respectful
drinking in
thing to
front of
do.
children.
Even drinking, yeah.
No, I
But yeah,
totally
just
agree.
exercise caution. You know what I mean? I would with that part, and just so always try to be respectful. I always would say to people when they ask.
Yeah,
But yeah, they're
exactly.
they're very friendly.
Self-govern, do what you do. It's not like cannabis hasn't been in festivals and concerts for ages. Now
Right.
it's just
Oh,
legal.
I promised me it has.
Right, it has been 100%.
Joe can attest to that.
I haven't gone to one concert where I haven't snuck in a vape pen, a
Yeah.
couple joints, and had edibles right
Yeah.
as I'm walking in the gate. You know what I mean? Like, we knew our show protocols. Edibles
Yes.
were going in your mouth the moment you were getting up to that first, security guard. The vape pen was securely stowed and it's upright, and
Yeah, well, we didn't even have vape pens.
the
We didn't
joint,
have no
the
vape
joint
pens
was.
back then.
Didn't
I
have
hear
it
you,
then.
Joe, but nowadays it's easy
We just
peasy. The
smoked a
joint is
joint right
still.
on the damn floor.
Oh man.
But you know, they were a
But yeah.
little bit more lax back then because you could smoke cigarettes. You know, this was, remember, it was a Wild West back in the day. You could smoke cigarettes in the event, so they let you smoke weed too. It's
Well,
just,
Smoking
yeah,
on the airplane too. You remember those
you could,
days
yes, I have
on the
smoked, I
airplane?
smoked a
My
cigarette on an airplane once, yes.
dude, oh my gosh. I'm
Yes.
glad we don't have that anymore. I'm not gonna
I
lie,
yeah.
am
that's a rough
that
one.
old where I was able to
It's
smoke a cigarette on the airplane. But yeah, so that's how, we talk about progression. We need to get cannabis to the level where alcohol's at. Like you were saying before, everywhere you walk, it's Budweiser here, Coors Light there.
and look,
They're
it's
even
it's
serving
to each their
liquor in
own.
there now. They're serving, those twisted teas and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, even, back then you couldn't get beer and stuff inside an event. You had to sneak it
Right, right,
in.
right.
It's a
Right.
totally
Wow.
different it's a totally different world now. Yeah, that wasn't part of the concessions.
Okay.
There
Yeah,
was
so
no
it's see,
alcohol in there. You had to sneak in your liquor too.
and you know what? Just like they did little by little, they tried to make it, a little bit more normalized too, which is just essentially the same exact thing that we're trying to do here in this industry. We're definitely very grateful for. It's not going to be one person. It takes a collective of individuals that are willing to, step out. For example, like the Hartford Healthcare Amphitheater, to step out and say, you know what, we're going to allow this to happen, right? And people like that, and partnerships, and then Butter being able to formulate, and foster that partnership, is super meaningful for us to
I
be
got
able
to
to
give
do this
them
because
credit for
without it,
doing it. Yeah.
we have to, and without that, how can we bring it to normalizing this more, right? That's those partnerships are what's going to help bring the normalizing this. So just let's everyone has their own feelings about different things in the dynamic of the Connecticut cannabis industry, and trust me, I'm a legal
Well,
operator
I
and I
have
have
my
my own,
feelings about
but
liquor too. I have my
nonetheless,
bad feelings about liquor. I don't like it
right,
that it's so. Do I
right,
go out and bitch and complain? No.
right,
Do I
right. So
start? No.
exactly too. So I mean, I'm super grateful to see some big players in the game be willing to just put their name on this and willing to take it a step forward too, because that's a big part in how we're going to be able to normalize this.
Oh,
Uh,
try and stay in one place, Cody. I'm losing you. All right.
you got me. Hello.
We're having a great conversation here. Um, but I don't want to lose you. But yeah. So now you mentioned something earlier. Now that other providers were looking at other creative ways to do this. So what a thought came to my head. Like one thing always at the conventions, right? And stuff like that. Would this mean that, let's say, if the dispensary is at a convention sponsoring it and they have a table, that we could actually start seeing stuff like at regular events, people being able to have cannabis delivered to them? You're in a bad spot. I can't hear you.
Can I relog back in?
I'm still losing you. Can you move to a good spot? Now he's frozen. All right. Well, Cody is frozen right now. Hopefully he calls back. I will tell him to log back in because we are having a very awesome, interesting conversation here, and I want to continue it. Cody, sign back in. You are off. But anyway, Cody brings up a good point. It's all about normalization. You there, bro? Yeah, no, we lost Cody. That's what happens when you're out at the beach. Lucky guy. But yeah, so Cody brings up a good point. The fact that what we're really trying to do is normalize it. So when we could say what we want about Butter and whoever the partners are, but reality is these are the people that have the clout to be able to do that. If it weren't for Butter having what they have behind them, then this would not have been able to be made happen. Cody, are you there? No. Um, so, oh, there's somebody back again. There's another Cody. Cody, can you hear me? You're muted. See if you can unmute and talk to me. I don't even have your picture anymore. You're down at the beach. Anyway, what Cody was saying, normalizing the plant is what's most important. Normalizing the use of cannabis is what's most important. So if it takes partnering up with a bigger dispensary to do that, I think sometimes that's what we got to do. There you are, Cody. You still sound like you are. There you are. You got to find a good spot. You were in a good spot before. Maybe it's just a cell service. But yeah, so I wanted to see if that was something that that other, like just having the QR code, right? To be able to get onto the app is something that you could bring to almost any event that is open to, even like with liquor and stuff like that, correct?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
absolutely.
sporting event, a sporting event.
Yeah, I mean, there would still be some, some things to talk about with certain types of events, or what the out, who is attending those events, right? We still have an obligation to ensure that 90% of the people are over 21. And
I'm still losing you, Cody. I can't get a good signal.
now, oh, good. Hello, hello.
I'm here.
Can you hear me
Yeah,
now?
you're gone again.
Can you hear me now? No, I turned the video off. Can you hear me now?
I can't see you. I can't really hear you. You're really breaking up. It's well, anyway. All right, I got Cody's website up here. So I want to show the people what he's got going on and how it works. Are you there? All right. Now I can
Sorry about
I
that.
can hear you better. Now I can hear you better. But I got your website up and I wanted to show
So real
people
quick, too. Real
how it
quick, while
works.
I'm on here too, I don't want to get cut off again, but I wanted to mention a show that's happening in September, September 20th.
Say it again. What was the date? September what? Oh, the one at the Hartford Healthcare Amphitheater. I mean at the Trinity at the. I know which one you're talking about. It is the one that Uzma and Rebecca are putting on. You will be doing delivery there. Is that what you're telling me? Elevate and Thrive at the stadium. You're going to be doing deliveries there. Is that what you're telling me? You're on mute right now, so even if you're talking, I couldn't hear you. Get off mute. Unmute. There you go. So you're going to be doing the one with Elevate and Thrive. You're going to be having deliveries there.
Yeah, we're going to be with Rebecca's hosting the Elevate and Thrive event September 21st. And we are going to be running deliveries out of there from our Pure Relief, one of our partners, directly into that event. Pure Relief is going to be having the Emerald Lounge that's there, so people will be able to place an order. They will be able to receive their order, and then they can,
Okay, so you're partnering up. They are a sponsor of the event, and this is this is what I was just saying. So they're a sponsor of the event. So now you will be able to go online and order from Curaleaf. Now, and again, I wanna point out that it's just because of the name of the dispensary that they still sell all the same products that everyone else sells. So, the important thing is, no matter who's sponsoring it, that it is being thrown by members of our community, being thrown by very, very good members of our community. And I think it's important that we support them. You don't have to use the delivery service if you don't want to. And you don't have to like who's sponsoring them. But you will be able to order at the Elevate and Thrive event on the 21st of September. Now that's only a couple months away. And I'm having to think that in between that time, that more things will be happening where people are going to be asking you to do more deliveries. So hopefully that will be worked up, and that is at Trinity Health Station. Now that's at the Trinity Health Stadium. That's on the 21st. And that is a cool event. You can do Canna Yoga there. Uzma is going to be there. Jillian from Canna Yoga. Aaron from Simply Fit Fitness. These are all cannabis themed events, all normalized yoga. Every soccer mom is doing it. A lot of people are doing yoga. And
Hey, you hear me now?
I got you. You went in on the
Nice.
phone.
I called back in. Good. Yes. Perfect. Sorry about that, guys. All right, look,
Yes,
so just to go, I just wanted, I know we got limited amount of time, but the Elevate and Thrive event, Rebecca Harvey's hosting that. It's going to be on September 21st at the Trinity Health Stadium in Hartford. Cureleaf, one of our partners, is going to be having they're going to have a booth over there. They're also going to be, there's going to be an Emerald Lounge there. So people will be able to place orders when they get to the show. We are going to deliver directly into the show. People can safely consume inside of the Emerald Lounge at that show also. So just be sure to just look on that. I think you should be able to just have like a link attached to that or something, Joe, from Rebecca.
We'll be promoting that event on the show. We already had them on. I'll probably have them on again before the event. But I was just saying that that's a couple months away. I got to think that in between now and then, there's going to be more stuff popping. But I want to tell us a little bit about the concerts you've been doing. Like, what kind of shows have you been seeing? I know Styx was over there.
My first Ringo Starr, man. I seen Ringo Starr rocking. I was front row at Ringo Starr. It was amazing to see him on stage. I got Primus coming in this Tuesday at the amphitheater. Also, it's going to be another big show. I mean, we hit Dispatchers. Dispatchers was a very big show for us too. That was another sold out one. What else did we hit? We just did Brad Paisley this past weekend. That was another flooded show, which was pretty cool. What else do we got coming up? We got Jerry Seinfeld coming up. Oh, well, I mean, I'm Cody. I get along with a lot of people, man.
You get to go see the shows too. All right.
I'm trying to tell you.
There's some benefits.
My father taught me something. You know, my father taught me. He says, "It's not what you know, it's who you know."
Dude,
that's
that.
And that's right in part. Right? Obviously, knowledge is power, but at the same time, it's not what you know, it's who you know sometimes. But
the power is with the people, Cody. It is not necessarily with the organizations. It is the people within those organizations.
Absolutely.
Because it's about the relationships you make. And, all of it is about, you're a very personable person and you can't be afraid to go up and talk to people, and you're not, and this is the thing. And that's why, I know there are other delivery services out there, right? And any one of them could have made this same deal, but I don't hear much about them. You are the mover and shaker right now here in the industry.
Correct.
And it is because of your willingness to put your neck out on the line. I want people to know that Cody does not only go out there and advocate for cannabis, he advocates for other causes too. You'll see Cody testifying on other committees for other causes. You have one right now that you've been working on pretty hard, right?
Last year was a big. I did a lot of work for that this past year. I'm still somewhat involved. I haven't been doing a bunch of capital work this past session at all. It was really just taxing running the business and stuff like that too. But I still follow it. I haven't been as heavily involved as I have in the past. But I do still have a soft spot for that too. So I mean, look, I'm the type of person, if I believe in something and I think something's not right, then I'm going to fight for it, right? Regardless if I'm directly in it or directly impact. So I like having that voice. You know what I mean? Is we have a voice for a reason, right? And you know what I mean? Especially when it comes down to like exercising your voice to be able to help others is something that I like
That's the
taking
most
part in.
important
Right?
thing.
It's much bigger.
That's
Right.
the most.
Not
That's
about
the bigger
myself.
picture.
It is
Yeah.
the bigger picture. It absolutely is a bigger picture too. So at times I do struggle with not being able to be a part of it as much because I want to be out there. I want to help. I want to see people living better lives for things that for things I believe in and whatnot. And I struggle with it sometimes because I really just I really sometimes just want to do more and I struggle.
Cody,
But,
I get you, man. I totally get you. You know, I mean, I do a lot out there, but I always feel like I could be doing more. I could be helping more people. I could be throwing more events. I could be educating more people about, how they can
Right.
heal themselves with cannabis and all the wonderful benefits that we know, And I think
Yeah.
it's important, little by little, baby steps, and you are out there making them. This is a big step. So this is not a baby step. And I see it
Yeah.
leading to a lot more, openness as far as cannabis goes. You ought to contact Live Nation, and try and get
I
in
was,
on.
yeah, they're a cool bunch of folks
He's
over there. Don't
very
worry.
cannabis friendly. I know
You
Jimmy
know I already.
Koplick. It's not who you know, right?
Come
I
on,
know
man.
Jimmy Koplick.
You know I already stumbled in there and shook those hands, Joe.
Yeah, brother. Very cannabis friendly organization. They promote a
Joe,
ton.
funny thing about that, right? So I'm in there for a meeting one day at the amphitheater, right? And they're like, "Oh, just wait over here." Yeah, Cody's not going to wait here. Cody starts wandering around. He ends up stumbling onto some other room, which happens to be the Live Nation room, where all the other individuals in the staff were doing. So I ended up stumbling onto that and ended up meeting everyone and hanging out. And the owners of the amphitheater ended up looking around when someone else got there, and they found me in the back. They found me in the back room hanging out with everyone. But yeah, a cool group of people, man. It's going to be cool to see where we can take this.
Yeah, no, I'm excited,
where this
Cody.
can go. But
I got to tell you.
so another thing too, Joe, is
you first.
I want to thank you because you've been with us since the very start. You've been with us, and Lou, right, having us on the show before Cannabis Connection was anything, right? I mean, the Cannabis Connection wasn't supposed to get to where it got. Right, there's been so many people that have tried to hinder Cannabis Connection from growth,
absolutely,
from even being a part of this industry as a legal operator. And as I've told you personally, the horror stories of everything in the beginning, and those things still exist. Those forces still exist too. So I'm definitely very super grateful for you covering Cannabis Connection, being a part of Cannabis Connection since before we started, and then from those points after that. It's just super grateful for the support. And just anything you guys need, just don't ever hesitate, man. And just thank you for the coverage.
Cody.
Thank you for the support.
Thank you for that.
It's been
love.
a rough roll, man.
And we've all had a rough road. You know what I'm saying? And we got to travel that rough road together and support each other and give each other gas when we need it, fill each other's tires. That's what it comes to because we're all traveling this same rough road. And no, Cody, and I appreciate what you do. And, I knew from the start when I first met you, you had like the heart and the passion for it. You weren't a corporate. Look, I go out and I meet a lot of people. I go more by their personalities and what I feel from their heart. And I've met all the other delivery guys. I've met a lot of people. And you were one that really stuck out as somebody who really cared, not just about cannabis, but cared about people. And we're practically family, right? So
yeah. Absolutely. So, Joe, it's been, dude, it's been great. It's a wild ride.
We always
it's a wild
have that
ride,
connection.
man.
So
Man,
we got about a minute
ride.
left. I want you to give out your website, give out your social media so people can follow you and support you. And next time they go to a concert, order a few pre-rolls from Cody.
Yeah, so our website is cannabiscon.com. That's CANNABISCONN.com. That's our website. That's where you can order. You pop your zip code in there, and it'll link you up to the menu. Delivery 7 days a week. And that's really it. That's really all that
social media is Cannabis
really
Connection, right?
I believe so. Yeah, social media is not. We're not that crazy into it yet, but we're trying. We do have a Facebook page. I believe it's the tag on it's going to be Ganja Delivery. I think it's going to be the tag. But that's we're not too active on those platforms necessarily, but we're
one
thing
at a time. One thing at a time, brother.
Yeah.
You are one of the movers and shakers in the industry. It's an honor to have you on the show and a pleasure. I want to thank you so much for everything you do. I hope to see you at the event this weekend. If you can make it down to the Reggae Fest, that'd be great to see your smiling face there and be able to party with you a little bit. But if not, I
Where
will
is
see
that?
you.
Where
It
is
is
it?
in Shelton at the Holy Ghost Park, not far from Butter.
Okay, cool.
Stop by
it's
on a
not far at all.
delivery.
I'll see what's happening this
There you
weekend
go.
too. I appreciate the invite.
Always, you're welcome at
Thank you,
everything
Joe.
we
Thank
do,
you,
Cody.
Lou.
I love you, Cody. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you, Harry. We're ready to go.
All right, guys.
Cannabis Connection for all your stuff, and as we said in the beginning, the weed's getting better. So, enjoy, Cody. I love you. All right.
Love you
Like,
too, man.
share,
Peace, guys.
subscribe. Follow us at Greenhaven Media, at Joe the Weed Guy. You can follow Farmer Lou at Farmer Lou or Nautilus Botanicals. I want to thank everybody for listening. Thank Cody Richard for coming on. And thank everybody for everything they do. I love you. I love everybody out there in the community. Please keep making it happen. We'll see you all next week.